How's it going, Kingsman? Welcome back to the Napoleonic battlefield. Today we have the historic Battle of Auerstädt, and this will be a 4v4, the French side being played by the EC clan, and they're the ones who sent this replay in or posted it on the Lord's Discord for replays. And what a beautiful map, beautiful scene here. We get the sun, the clouds, smoke, and the roll of drums. So there are 4 12-pointer devues for France. Unfortunately, can't really tell you what the Prussians are. But this map is different than the last replay, which I actually played in, that I showed you guys. This one, the fight is on the far left side of the map, where France has already put some grenadiers in this LOC. And you see some supporting line infantry with the combat gen as well. Artillery firing back and forth. We do have a 4-pounder that is trying to support this Prussian attack, or support this French defense against a Prussian attack. You can see the Prussians seem to be mobilizing by this hill and pushing out from it. Now, over here we do have some French actually maybe trying to catch some Hussars. Oh, they should be charging right now with those Chasseurs Cheval. They should have charged already, but they're going to charge in, and I think these Hussars for Prussia are going to get out of there. France is trying to screen the army. They do have 2 armies in the front, on the far right and far left, and a reinforcing army on both sides. So they're going to be stretched across a very large space, which will be interesting to see how that attack will go. We do have artillery, of course, firing down here, some 8-pounders. Seem to be getting some shots off here while this battle is coming underway. Oh, we do have the first clashes here against France and Prussia. Getting light infantry involved. Of course, these grenadiers are going to hold beautifully against the Prussians, but of course you see that Prussia does have a lot of troops. Pushing up here, some grenadiers and some, looks like some light infantry, some musketeers. Some cav, and possibly some artillery. You have some artillery on the hill, as well as a general. So they're going to be trying to soften up possibly this LOC, and also the whole Prussian army is now appearing here. We have some artillery going to set up in the back lines, but Prussia setting up here to attack this LOC. We got some light infantry, along with a bunch of musketeers. More light infantry, possibly some fusiliers of the line. And more. Oh, these are grenadiers. Thankfully, I know enough about the skins to know these are Grens. But yeah, they're going to be... Prussia definitely going to be focusing a lot on this LOC here. France only has 4 units, but they do have that 4-pounder way over here that is just providing some support. We even have some line infantry pushing up, as well as some Chasseurs Cheval. And then the rest of the French line seems to be mobilizing here, maybe to put some effect on this Prussian left flank. Over here, you're not going to see a whole lot from Prussia. There's some troops up on the hill, and France is going to advance towards that. This marsh is a bit of a trap, I would say, to frontally attack. It's a strong defensive position for Prussia. Definitely, if France wants to fight, they're going to have to advance along this side. Which is where Prussia seems to be holding with the majority of their line infantry. We have, looks like there was an exchange, some men died, and now Prussia's going to push up their, I'm assuming these are 4-pounders. You can see France is trying to focus them down. They are very, very vulnerable at this point in time. They have even more vulnerability. They die way more easily to artillery. They want to limber them up very rapidly here. This artillery is going to play a crucial role here. Oh my gosh. France coming so close to killing this gun. But I don't think they're going to. And I think Prussia's now going to use it. So France may have to get very aggressive to deal with this artillery. We do have Prussia mobilizing over here. We do have some Chasseurs Cheval charging in against some Hussars. France maybe catching these Prussians a little bit out of formation here. We also have Prussia pushing up to take the LOC. Oh, you know, I realized I didn't change the sounds, so you get the rich sounds of this battle here. So these grenadiers are going to get some pretty kills right now while Prussia's forming up here. Some pretty close shots. That's going to be very costly for the Prussians. Over here, France is totally They recharge those hussars of Prussia, and they've taken some cav dominance, but we do have some artillery who's definitely in danger. Surprised they're going for the Chasseur Cheval. But they're going to break that Chasseur Cheval and then probably go for these guns. Will they get to the guns in time? I think they will. Yep. That is unfortunate. And these guys are going to get run down. And 4-pounder that was supporting this defense is gone. So definitely worth it for Prussia. They lost to Hussar, but this is where things are kind of heating up here. Those Grenadiers. France definitely took some hits here. You can see some of the units dead, so they're going to get themselves out of there as they don't want to keep getting hit by this artillery piece. As there are 4 guns there, going to make it very deadly for them. We got some cuirassiers. So Prussia has that advantage. They have heavy cav that France doesn't, which is going to make this a very deadly fight. Yeah. France definitely took a small loss with that artillery. They do have some reserves pushing up here. Look how far back these guys are. Imagine what you would see if you were marching. You see just the smoke. You hear a rattle of musket fire here and there, and then their artillery firing. Advancing. So France is going to push up, try to defend this left flank here. Maybe take this hill and push down on Prussia. Oh, we do have some infantry charging in against the Prussian line of infantry, but they're going to get countercharged by some Fusiliers of Prussia here. That may be a loss for France as they're going to get outflanked here. This one line of infantry, the 106 or 61, but we do have Joseph de Muller charging in, so he's going to try to support this combat. But France may take some losses here. They have not. Prussia has not tried to take this LOC yet, but they are moving up their Grenadiers to probably rush into the house here. France trying to hold the flank. One of the line infantry breaking. And now France may have some problems. They need to get some reinforcements onto this side. They want to hold this LOC to the best of their ability. Nothing happening, as you can see over here yet. Just kind of units still moving. But the combat, this is what I love. The combat heating up in one area and not at all in the other. France is actually probably going to lose here. Oh no, they're breaking the Prussians. Okay, they're breaking the Prussians here, but they are going to fall back and oh no, they just broke. That is unfortunate. They have 2, they have 1 plus the Gren. They don't have very much left by this LOC, but reinforcements are quickly arriving. Now we do have some cav that did clash here. Chasseur Cheval took out some hussars, it looks like. More hussars are going to get countercharged by some Chasseur Cheval.
Our general is under attack.
Oh, get over yourself. General's not actually under attack. Is it? We do have those Grens possibly going in for the LOC, though. Yep, the first wave of Grenadiers charging in here. France seems to be able to hold pretty well. I mean, like I said, they have some Grenadiers of their own, which probably are better quality than the Prussian Grenadiers, but they may still lose this house. They are outnumbered pretty heavily. Oh, we have some cavalry and line infantry who are reinforcing the side. If Prussia loses a lot of men here, that could be very, very, very bad and unfortunate for them. France may look like they're going to be getting a square up against Prussia. There is some artillery in the back for Prussia, but it looks like Prussia may be going toe-to-toe with this French army. Reinforcements are staying pretty far back. I'm not sure why they're staying so far back. They should be shifting over here a little bit. But this battle is ranging along the entire line here. France seems to be doing pretty well. They are confident. They are fresh. And Prussia has taken a lot of losses just to take this LOC. But if they can take it, it may be worth all of this death and destruction that they have suffered thus far. Alright, so they took another LOC on the other side. So they've garrisoned this area. Like I said, I'm not sure why they're not pushing forward, but they do have some voltigeurs, which are going to push up, and they'll have cav support. Not a bad thing. France is pushing up here. As the fight rages in the corner here, as some cavalry is trying to support that LOC, they're going to push up. Oh, we do have a counter charge by some hussars. Going to charge the chasseur cheval. This cav is getting shot in the flank. Oh my gosh, that is deadly fire. Deadly accurate. I think they were trying to go for the artillery. But yeah, you can see France, Prussia getting ready, fixing a fight. You can see France actually has taken some losses pushing up here. Not a lot. They're going to run up. They do have their squarables on the flank as France has staring down at least 3 heavy cuirassiers. But they are going to volley the Prussians and force them to fall back here, causing some deadly fire. Over here, Prussia seems to be going in for all the marbles. They're playing for all the marbles. More French are pushing up in the rear. Some of the units did come back as well, so they have reinforcements, thankfully. Artillery up on the hill, gonna try to support this fight. I think Prussia may want to give up on this. I don't think they're gonna take it anytime soon. The real fight, oh my gosh, all this cav, he's getting shot by artillery, so that's definitely something you want to focus on. As cav dies very easily to artillery. You want these guys in the back unless you're about to use them, which Prussia's not going to probably be able to use these guys very well to great effect. Artillery looks like they're either getting ready to limber up or they're relocating. But Prussia is going to start doing well, guys. Prussia in a standing line fight now, especially with 9.0 being as it is, will hold pretty well against France. Melee, not so hot. They may not win an LOC victory, especially since France has troops all around. This artillery, though, is going to try to be really helpful on the flank here. Probably going to focus on this one line infantry on the flank. Try shredding it up. See, they're taking some loss. Oh, yeah, cav charging for the guns. If they can take out these guns, then that will be a huge game changer for this line fight. And they do take out the guns here. Things still not really heating up, although we have a lot of heavies pushing up. What are they going for? And the artillery, as you can see, focusing them down. Line infantry even going to get some volleys off here. They're going to let the French, these guys can't form square. So this is bad. That is very bad. I don't know what Prussia's doing with their guns, honestly, but you can see that France is actually taking some losses here. Prussia holding very well. Oh, we have a flank. They're going to form square. Is this what Prussia wants, though? Oh my gosh, they are not using their cav very well. Like, at all. They haven't even really gotten engaged yet, and they've taken so many losses. Prussia needs to figure out what they're going to do with their cav. Still trying to fight this town. This is going to break Prussia. This is my prediction. This flank is going to lose, and France is going to sweep around, take this hill, and cave in on the Prussian flank. Over here, France is still sort of advancing. Oh my gosh, Prussia is losing all their cav to light chasseur cheval. I'm not sure if they're just not multitasking very well, but they are losing their cav. And that is very bad. Especially since you depend on your heavy cav to really be able to pack a punch with France. France now advancing with renewed forces on this left flank. Now the artillery is dead. Prussia actually may start taking some losses. Push these guys down and put them right here. Put all 3 of these on the flank and start swinging around the town. Forget about the LOC. Forget about it, as they say. They may actually take this LOC, though. After who knows how long, they may actually take this LOC. France does have the river around it, partly. But this seems like a losing fight for Prussia. These heavies need to get themselves way back here and wait until they have a proper timing to actually be able to make an effective charge. Because right now you can see every shot is killing another one of them. Look at this, we have some of the legionnaires pushing forward here on the flank. So focusing down this one Prussian army, Prussia is going to probably have to fall back
Our
pretty soon
men are
here.
running, sir.
Okay. Yeah, this is a huge waste. A huge waste. And Prussia is going to be cavalous if they don't get these heavies out of there. I know I keep repeating myself, but... Alright, we have France pushing up here finally, walking across some of the marshier lands. They know that Prussia is waiting for them. How are they losing? What happened here? Oh, some cav. Chasseur Cheval charged some light infantry and some artillery. I think they managed to not take out their artillery. Maybe they did. This is a 12-pounder. There's another artillery, which I don't know if it's been guarded. But France does want to push up on this hill and take it, and they can cave in onto the center where Prussia maybe is not as strong, because this fight is still heating up. See, this is not what you want. Prussia needs to give up. Now France is counterattacking, and Prussia is stuck. They're going to need to hold this hill. Now, they probably have a really good position. Their artillery's way back here, and they can defend you if they can help out on this side. Over here, it looks like the fight is kind of quieted down, and Prussia is about to get hit with a whole contingent of French troops. We have some light infantry mixed in with some light infantry. For the most part, all swearables. We have some Voltigeurs who are probably going to push up. And there's more light infantry reinforcing this side. This is the side that France wants to hold. Another fight over on this side where France seems actually maybe outmatched. They're not able to really make a dent. There's a river protecting Prussia. Prussia is going to... If I were Prussia, I'd fall back and try to use this line right here with the artillery defending the position, because imagine France, if you got some troops right here as Prussia, and then France advances, your artillery could hit them really hard. Now, I don't want to miss this, because Prussia is getting pushed very hard by France, and you can see they are actually taking some heavy losses. I don't know why they aren't firing. Have they even fired? What is going on here, Prussia? What is going on here? Prussia is... You see, they're even giving up the LOC. This is odd. I find this very odd behavior for Prussia. They should garrison this LOC because France is about to take it. And they're invincible. They lose that whole left flank. Maybe they're trying to be historically accurate, as Prussia was, which was not doing too well in fights. They are now, okay, at least they're holding on this river. They can hold by this LOC, or by the hill of the LOC. They have a good, strong defensive position, a lot of artillery. Prussia is going to do well if they can hold onto their artillery. Thankfully, they are pulling back. Like I said, they could force France to make a push. You know, make a push if Prussia even holds a line like this, using the river to kind of border the flank. Or has Prussia on this flank that hits their flank. So flank the flank of the flank. That's a flank right there, if I said flank enough for you guys to understand what I'm talking about. France is having a very solid push on the right side, though. Seems to be taking minimal losses and inflicting heavy casualties on the Prussians. I mean, this fight, guys, is massive. I mean, it is along a huge front. So... Oh, did Prussia stop France? They did. They totally stopped them from getting a ton of troops in the LOC. What a ballsy play. Other side of the field here, Prussia, France once more teaming up. Not teaming up, fighting against each other. France is going to have to deploy some troops to watch out for a flank, because they can't afford to let their push on the right flank. You see, yeah, there's some skirms in the woods. France also needs to be very cautious here. You see, they are actually starting to lose troops here now that Prussia has fallen back a little bit. There are two generals over here, which means there are two Prussian forces. So it's a 2v2 right now, I believe. There's a French force There's two of them. And there's also some heavies. And there's probably a Prussian force over here. There's probably only one Prussian army going up against the other French army on this side. And France is winning, which is going to be very good to see. Here, you can see they have pushed across here. Holding beautifully. Prussia, honestly, should just forget about this LOC. They should forget about it and pull back towards their artillery pieces. Or fall back way over here to this LOC. Forget about this. They're going to lose half their army right here against France. If France can play their cards right, they should be pushing through this town right now. Gathering all the reserves and swinging through the town. Ignore that. Their artillery is obviously limbering up. Swing around, try to punch in right here. Like go this direction at the same time pushing up, and you can surround and destroy half the Prussian army. It will be brilliant. Napoleon will be proud. So France is not able to make a really decisive flank here as Prussia is waiting for them. These Voltigeurs maybe going to get charged by some Chasseurs Cheval. I do not know if they actually are ready to receive this this French cav, and they are not. They are going to definitely get charged here. At this point, Prussia's just going to try to destroy that French cav. France has not made a decisive push now. Besides this far left side, I think the only other place that France really has a super good push going is right here. Along this side, using kind of this river. Prussia is being forced into kind of a, you can kind of see where my mouse is kind of leading, like a V. And like I say in all the battles, never show corners to the enemy. And that's what Prussia may be having to do here, unless they want to pull the units back and match them up right here. Because you got a whole corner exposed to France. And France is going to take advantage of that. I don't know if there's more Prussians sitting back here. There's a lot of Prussia. Ooh. Prussia. Charging back and actually killing some Voltigeurs. So they got revenge for losing their skirms. Prussia needs to not be afraid to stand in a line fight with France. Now, the artillery is going to even the odds in France's favor, and they have a lot of reserves. But Prussia should be able to take a standing line fight if they just stand still and shoot. They stand still and shoot, they should start taking some pieces out of the French. But I think I keep seeing them move, readjust here, and France is going to start getting very aggressive. They're showing a corner to you. Prussia could put some more troops right here. I don't know what else they got, but Prussia has managed to get themselves out of here. I think they should keep retreating. I don't know why they're walking right in front of the French. They're letting France take a piece out of them first. And France has a lot of reserves. Why aren't they pushing these guys up? This whole line could push up and smack the corner of Prussia and pull two more troops on the side and smack this corner of Prussia and destroy half the Prussian army. You can be aggressive with France. You have to be aggressive if you're playing France, especially in 9.0. You can't stand there and just shoot. You have to be aggressive. You have to make bayonet charges and coordinated cav and infantry charges in order to make true progress against Prussia. Now, we are only 20-ish minutes into this replay, and already all the lines have been drawn now to see who's going to have to redraw lines and who is going to hold their lines. Prussia looking to try to hold. They are on the defensive right now, but France is just doing very well. And for those of you who do play NW3 or newer to NW3, this is how you move your troops. You want to move them not a whole line together. Move them in groups of 2s, 3s, or 4s at the most. Kind of move them in contingents, like select all these guys and you move them together. You select 2, move them together. I would select these 3 and move them together in these 3. I like doing in 3s and 2s for line fights. Same with Prussia, like select 3, these 2, these 2, these 3. It's a little easier and you can be a little more effective than readjusting your whole line every time you want to adjust this one flank of your the line. Now you see Prussia is losing this fight. They should have fallen back a little while ago. They are falling back though now, and they haven't lost a ton. They definitely taken some losses, but they can fall back. And like I said, they can use this hill, or the better option, use this hill. Put some guys in the LOC. There's a swamp defending this flank, and hold this hill and the buildings around it. You don't have to win against France. You just have to... Oh, what is this? How did these troops get all the way to the artillery? This artillery actually is going to make it. They are actually going to make it. And keep firing here. And this is going to be a standing line fight, guys. This is going to be another one. 9.0, I feel like that's a specialty of 9.0. They are having way more standing line fights. And they last a lot longer. Both sides seem to last a lot longer now. I don't regret my choice of words there. Yeah, Prussia is going to hold in more of a straight line. Now, France is starting to really focus down. You see, taking some losses. These units are a lot smaller than they probably were before. But they are sending some definite volleys here. And Prussia could reform once again using the river. I said use this river. Put some units, grenadiers and such in the town. This LOC is super hard to take, and they already have units in it. That is very good. Prussia, see, look at this. Prussia just, what are they doing? Why are they... Are they just trying to buy time? Because, I mean, they're wasting the whole French army on how many units is this? 6? France should ignore this. Put a couple units here, put the artillery, and the rest should shift over to hit this flank. Oh, we have some cavalry that charged for the artillery. And the general. But the general is going to get unscathed as this was a heavy cav unit that is going to charge. Oh, we have some hussars now charging in. I would like to see Prussia fall back and use the river. But Prussia keeps readjusting, which is giving France all the time in the world to shoot. Now, France has a huge... Oh my goodness, France is losing on this flank. Russia's even pushing across here, getting very aggressive. I don't know what kind of troops these are, but... Ooh. Some troops get ambushed on the flank as well. Some cav charging down. The contingent pushing forward on that flank. They're going to form a square, which just bayonet charge the square and you'll be fine. But Prussia is going to try to push out here, and actually they are chewing up the French on this side. I'm surprised this artillery hasn't been charged by some cavalry of Prussia yet. There we go, the cav's shifting, but France is actually readjusting this side because they are losing. They are getting outflanked, and they want to hold this left side, or else all this bloodshed will be for nothing. Here's that cav charging. They are going to form square. Some of the units over here can't form square, so what you have to do now with 9.0 is you can't see who can and can't form square. So you have to just choose your units wisely. That's why just random cav charges don't work that well. What is Prussia what's happening over here? What's Prussia doing? They are falling back. They have taken this LOC, and I do hope, I sincerely hope they're going to hold this hill with their artillery pushed back. Set up the artillery and use it to fire into the enemy, forcing back France, because France is being very aggressive here, and it is paying big time for them. Look at the smoke way over there. I know it's glitching out these guys, but still, look at that. That is so cool. Prussia is pretty thin in the center. If I were to focus any French troops... Oh, this artillery from France is getting hit by some heavies. France did bring a lot of lights. I think it's all they can bring, but Prussia brought mostly heavies, and I think it's starting to hurt them. But France should focus right here. You have some reserves. Readjust these troops over here to go right to the flank. Put your reserves in the center and smash through right here. There's 5 units. Most of them are very, very low and depleted units. You don't have to fight anywhere else, because France is starting to lose here. Prussia's actually taking it back. Look at this. They're even taking this flank back. Have they taken the LOC yet? Because I'm pretty sure these grenadiers have taken some heavy losses here. More Prussian Grens going in for this house. This is a bloody, bloody area where a lot of troops have died on both sides. And now Prussia seems to be making a solid push here. Oh, they're taking some losses for sure. Oh man, look at that with the black smoke. Oh, that is so cool. Can't see the sun because of the smoke. That's dope. Okay, this game's cool because of that. Detail. France trying to envelop this army before they get away. They actually may break this unit. Yeah, they break this Prussian unit, which may cause these guys to waver too. What you have to do here, guys, is as France, don't stop, don't volley them. Just keep pushing, keep walking, and literally they will never get a chance to really, truly form their lines up on this hill because you're right there. That's going to be the best way. Oh no, their artillery's getting charged. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, enough of this boring part. We are back here where...
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, Prussia's going to hold this town. They have a good, solid place. The artillery's still in Russia's side. It's going to be a thorn in their sides here. But Prussia's trying to exploit this right flank and actually doing a decent job of it. They're able to actually push in this town and use that to kind of exploit the flank here. France is even falling back on this side. This is not going too well. It has gone better earlier in the battle for France. Like I said, they still have this LOC. It's at 50%. I would keep shelling it. Just keep hitting it. Get it to 80%. This is going to be a tough attack for France. Like I said, this is a very tough house because men, when they run into it, they start fighting here, and then all the troops upstairs and downstairs in the entryway just shoot your guys as they're trying to fight the guys by the wall. And you'll probably lose at least 3 line infantry just to this one house. So, over here you can see that it is paying off. Prussia is losing more and more troops. If only they had fallen back earlier instead of marching around, they probably could have done a better job. This artillery is trying to get away, as well as the general. France, however, France is managing to get some of the troops up on this hill, and they're probably going to have to hold desperately. Oh, this artillery's dead. There's cav sitting right here for Prussia. The general's going to die, and that may be mincemeat for Prussia. Prussia is not... I think maybe... I don't know if they're a new player, if it just... You know, I've had games where I just haven't been doing too hot. So, who knows? Prussia seems to be falling back. I think it's because there's a French army that's going to cave in on their rear. What this battle is basically winding up to be is this flank. This flank is a pivotal flank. While it is maybe isolated in location, it is super crucial in every other... Oh, no. Yeah, these guys form square. Oh, these Prussians are getting friendly fired. Come on, charge it, charge it, charge it, charge it. Oh, they broke them that easily. Wow, that's unfortunate. These Cuirassiers could do so much of a better job if they had been timed well with some line infantry. I think it's going to be starting to become a losing battle for Prussia. They may be able to hold this center, but I think France is going to take this field today. Just because of a flank, like I said. France is just going to hold off. They're going to rest their men up. They have Prussia stretched to a very long, thin line. But they have a huge flanking force that is going to collapse in on the Prussian flank. And there's nothing Prussia can really do about it, because if they shift troops over from this line, France will attack. France should not use their whole army now. They should be peeling troops off to assist on this flank. The cav play for Prussia has been pretty alright, I guess, but I don't know. The cav play is what's really hurt Prussia, I'd say. They have some really good heavy cav, but it has not been very effective here. France is going to go for this LOC now and start pushing on the flank here. So Prussia, I think their fate has been sealed. It's just a matter of time, and it may be a lot of dead French before Prussia actually falls. I mean, Prussia probably, like I said, Prussia's gonna fall. It's just gonna take a long time. It's gonna take way too long. We do have, yep, Carabiniers pushing into the LOC.
The entire unit is dead, sir.
Russia is now going to retreat. I think they would do so much better just to stand and fight at this point. They're going to lose their whole army without really firing a shot. They got to inflict as much damage as possible on France. But they are just, they just keep walking back and getting shot. I mean, Russia's strength is their shooting. Standing and shooting. And they can't do that if they're always marching with their backs to the enemy. I have loved Prussia's hold on this side. But I think probably
The men are fatigued, sir.
Prussia is going to have to consolidate around this LOC, and they're probably going to consolidate up here by this hill with their artillery. So France, you can see, has held back yet another assault here, where yeah, their men have taken some heavy losses. I know they took a lot of losses up here as well. And Prussia is falling back. Prussia falling back on this side, as France is now going to collapse onto the rear, basically, of the Prussian line.
Our men are running, sir.
Prussia has still held this LOC, so still could be, if Prussia can pray for a miracle. They still could win this fight. I'm just not super positive that they will. They're having to separate themselves quite a bit here. And you see France is now going to probably advance on this weakened Prussian army. And Prussia seems to be using their cav a little more aggressively now. And they're going to try to hold here, as France is going to go for this chink in the Prussian mail armor here. France could start getting very aggressive here, which is exactly what they're doing.
Our men are running, sir.
They're advancing all along the line. Once more, they've been told this time it'll be different. Look at all the dead in this field already. My goodness. So many troops, too. But I think Prussia is going to break. This may be the attack that finally breaks, and we can see along the flank they are losing. Like I said, they should probably form
Our men
up
are running, sir.
on this hill and try to hold as best they can. Over here, Prussia is just getting encircled. Although, actually, if they move rapidly with their line of infantry here, they could maybe defeat Prussia, or France. But I don't think they're going to in time for the French to collapse on their ally. Unless Prussia can isolate themselves on the hill, or not isolate, defend themselves on this hill with all their artillery. They seem to have a weak right flank. All these troops should probably move out and go up this hill and have a coordinated attack on multiple fronts. That's probably what's going to help. A lot of Prussian cav, though, still here, guys. Quite a lot. Excuse me. Quite a lot of Prussian cav still. If they play the cards right, France could get broken. Just because of all the heavy cav. And see, they're even falling back. I think they're concerned. Why that, or they're trying to pull back Prussia
The men are fatigued, sir.
from
and
helping
must rest
on this
awhile.
side, which Prussia needs to put some troops over here, try smacking this assaulting French push. They're just gonna fire, aren't they? And they're gonna charge them, and France is going to. There are two armies here, two armies now against this push. Oh my gosh! The heavy cav went in against France, and France was not able to form a square in time. More cav once more going in. These guys cannot form square.
We have taken a building, sir.
Oh, France is getting pummeled by Prussian cav here. So Prussia is really, really trying here. They need to pull that cav out or push the army up. See, this should be coordinated. They should have had line infantry pushing up and volleying France in the flank in order to make this a decisive push, because now this cav may be thrown to waste, only breaking maybe one French unit. No, they're not even going to break one. France is going to hold. They're going to take some heavy losses. Oh,
We have killed their general, sir. Now they
Where?
must break.
that is unfortunate. So the cav for Prussia is probably what's going to cause them to lose. Like I said, I've played these. I believe these are cores, or maybe they're just custom armies. I don't know. I played one where I was Prussia, and I actually posted that replay. But we used our cav to great effect, and we're able to rout the French. So if you don't have good cav play, or if it's just, which I'm not tooting my own horn because I didn't do the cav play in that battle. I was all line infantry. If you have good cav play though, you can break the French. The French are not invincible. You just have to get that right play, and France will break. Which I think this time France is not going to. Prussia is definitely going to have to. Now, France has taken some heavy losses, but can Prussia really deal with this army while there's a French army marching in right behind them? You see France is actually getting across the river further up from Prussia, which is going to force Prussia to be outflanked, and they're going to have to stretch the line even thinner in order to make a decisive push here. We do have some cavalry, some chasseurs cheval. Alright, well, you're just executing your own cannon crew, Prussia. I mean, France didn't even have to do anything. They didn't lose that many troops. But I think this is a isolated fight now on both sides. And we know how this story ends. With 42 minutes. 26 minutes remaining. France doesn't have to win here. They just have to prolong this fight long enough for Prussia to be stuck around the LOC. And you see they just keep advancing, then falling back, advancing, and letting them fall back. It's just back and forth, and Prussia can't hold both sides. I think France could even afford to attack on both sides. I'm sure they want this French army to help on this fight. We do have Prussia charging out, trying to get a nice close fight against France, but that's going to go terribly. Morale of Prussia and their melee skills is no match for the French. And they're going to break them here, and France is going to just start caving in on Prussia. Now Prussia is going to take down a lot of French with them, like I said. You see already one troop already breaking for France. They have them outnumbered though, so it's just a matter of gunning them down. Look how many troops they lost right there. That's some deadly fire. And a general possibly? No, that was artillery. France is now fighting an ever-tightening circle of French troops. Oh, here they are going to probably just try to hold around this LOC. And they set up some lines. They probably can afford to put those guys back to back with other Prussians. Dang. France is chewing up these Prussians, like, really fast. And Prussia is about to collapse entirely on this side. You see the morale is wavering, going, and gone. I was like waiting for it to happen. So France has successfully defended and counterattacked this flank of Prussia, and now the morale is just going to start shaking. Your cav charging in, chasseurs chevals charging in. You see they're actually they're collapsing the morale of Prussia so fast now. hopefully, just for the sake of, you know, not having a long delay here, Prussia will just start breaking and mass morale will collapse here. I did love Prussia's hold on this side up until the end when they had to actually deal with the huge flank that France was dishing out. Prussia will hold in this area right here, but their flank is going to start just being bitten away. There's nothing they'll be able to do about it. So we will just watch in fast motion the demise, I guess you'd say, of Prussia. So, yeah. While we're watching this, though, I will say I am sorry for the delay in videos, guys. It's been a little rough. Been trying to get a new job, a lot of testing, a lot of stuff that goes into that, as well as a busy work schedule with the current job. Videos may be a little inconsistent for a little while. I'll post a video though once I know I have a more consistent schedule, or when I know I'm going to be very inconsistent. I'm going to try to get a little better about telling you guys, because I appreciate all the support you're giving me, and I think it's fair for you guys to know what's happening with the channel and with videos. I always will try to stream though on Saturday, because I love playing this game too much to stop streaming. You see France is going to collapse in here on the side, and the reinforcements are going to push over here. A little farming happening here. I see you, France. But yeah, exciting things hopefully to come. Like I said, probably post a video talking about what the schedule changes will be if I do get that new job. And not going into too much details because, yeah, reasons, I guess. Yeah, no, Prussia is starting to break here. It's going to start causing just a string morale. France honestly could just charge in at this point and just try collapsing the side here of France or Prussia. And the ever tightening circle, poor Prussia is just getting shot to pieces. And that's going to be it, I think, for Prussia. So I'm excited to see the stats. Look at this little ring of death France has. Oh, and even the Cavs going in, lineup going in. Prussia's going to have some good kills, I guarantee you. It's not going to be a wipeout, most of France. Or for Prussia, or for either. Or, so. Just an LOC, I do believe. Oh, no, just some troops way back here. What do we got? All right, if there's just one more, I will just skip to the end results here, guys, and we'll see the losses, the kills on both sides. Got some freaking farming here, man. The general, no, Chasseur Cheval, okay. Chasseur Cheval got like a ton of kills here. Just waltzing along over here too. My gosh. Whew. Some spicy kills. All right, let's skip to the end. All right, guys. Like I said, that was set in by one of the French players for the EC. You see the kills here: 15, 17, 11, 17, only 7, 21, 51. Okay, well, definitely it was more decisive victory for the French. This player had a lot of kills. Okay, it was the one on this far side was the one that sent it in that had the huge flank. So most kills 284 and such. Man, that's a lot. A lot for that one unit. So, all right, guys, that's about it for me today. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I will catch you all in another video.